Winter can look magical, snow-covered streets, cozy blankets, and hot chocolate in hand. But while we bundle up and enjoy the season, our dogs might not be doing as well as they seem. The truth is, most dog owners, yes, even the most loving ones, unknowingly make small winter mistakes that can quietly harm their dogs. These mistakes often go unnoticed, but dogs feel them deeply. From freezing paws to hidden health issues, winter can be tougher on them than we realize. So today, we're breaking down the biggest winter mistakes 90% of owners make, and how to fix them before your furry friend suffers in silence. Ignoring how cold your dog really feels. One of the biggest myths is that dogs are naturally protected from the cold because of their fur. But that's not always true. While breeds like Huskies and Malamutes thrive in freezing weather, short-haired or smaller dogs, like Chihuahuas and Beagles, can struggle even in mild cold. When temperatures drop, their thin coats offer little insulation, and their small bodies lose heat fast. Even large dogs with thick coats can get cold if they're wet or standing in snow for too long. If your dog's shivering, tucking their tail in, or lifting their paws off the ground, they're telling you they're cold. But many owners miss these signs. A simple fix? Get them a proper winter coat and limit outdoor time when it's freezing. Warm layers and shorter walks can make a huge difference. You can often tell your dog is struggling long before they start shivering. They might walk slower, sit down unexpectedly, or refuse to keep moving. Not because they're stubborn, but because the ground feels like ice under their paws. Some dogs even start licking their paws or curling up tightly to preserve warmth. I remember seeing a Labrador in the park last winter just sit down mid-walk and refuse to move. The owner thought he was being dramatic, but when they checked, ice had formed between his paw pads. A few seconds of paw cleaning changed everything. Our dogs don't have words to tell us they're cold, so we have to learn their language. Walking on salted sidewalks, without protection. During winter, most sidewalks are covered with salt or de-icing chemicals to melt snow. While that helps people, it's terrible for dogs' paws. Those chemicals can dry, burn, and crack paw pads, causing real pain. Some dogs even lick their paws afterward, swallowing those chemicals, which can make them sick. You might notice your dog limping after a walk or refusing to step on certain spots. That's not stubbornness, and it's discomfort. To protect them, wipe their paws with a damp towel as soon as you come home, or better yet, use dog-safe booties or paw balm. It might take them a little time to get used to it, but it's worth it. Imagine walking barefoot on icy pavement sprinkled with salt. That sharp sting you'd feel? That's exactly what your dog feels, only multiplied. Their paw pads are sensitive, filled with tiny nerve endings. Over time, exposure to salt can cause micro cracks that hurt every time they step. Some dogs even start avoiding walks altogether because of that pain. So when they pause mid-walk and lift a paw, they're not being picky. They're literally telling you, it hurts. Keeping their paws safe isn't just comfort. It's protection from injury and infection. Overfeeding. During winter, it's common for owners to feed their dogs extra food in winter, thinking they need more calories to stay warm. But most indoor dogs don't actually need that much more food. When activity levels drop in the colder months, those extra calories can quickly turn into weight gain. And just like humans, extra weight in dogs leads to joint strain, fatigue, and long-term health problems. Instead of automatically increasing portions, pay attention to how active your dog really is. If they're spending more time indoors, they might even need slightly less food than usual. The best way to keep them warm is not through food. It's through movement and cozy spaces. Not drying your dog properly after walks. Here's one mistake almost every owner makes: letting their dog air dry after coming in from snow or rain. When a wet dog stays damp in cold air, their body temperature drops quickly, especially around the paws, belly, and ears. That chill can weaken their immune system and make them more prone to infections. After every winter walk, grab a towel and gently dry their fur, especially between the toes and around their belly. If your dog has long hair, you can even use a low, warm hair treater setting to keep them comfortable. It's a small act of care that prevents big problems. Skipping winter walks. Altogether, on freezing days, it's tempting to skip walks altogether, but dogs still need physical and mental stimulation. When they're cooped up inside too long, boredom turns into frustration, and frustration leads to bad habits like chewing, barking, or even depression. Instead of cutting walks completely, make them shorter but more frequent. A few 5-minute walks spaced throughout the day can keep your dog healthy without exposing them to harsh cold for too long. And when it's just too icy to go out, engage them indoors, play tug of war, hide treats, or teach a new trick. Mental exercise is just as valuable as physical activity. Dogs are emotional creatures, and when they miss their daily adventures, it affects them deeply. You might notice your dog sleeping more, eating less, or even acting distant. That's not just winter laziness, it's emotional withdrawal. Walks aren't just exercise for dogs. They're how they explore, communicate, and stay connected to the world. Missing that stimulation for too long can make them restless or sad. A few minutes of fresh air each day does more for them than we realize. Bathing. Too often in cold weather. Here's something that surprises a lot of dog owners. Frequent baths in winter can actually hurt your dog's skin. Cold air already dries out their coat and skin, and overbathing strips away the natural oils that keep their skin healthy and moisturized. That can lead to itching, flaking, and irritation. Unless your dog gets truly dirty, try to reduce bath frequency in winter. When you do bathe them, always use lukewarm water and a moisturizing dog-safe shampoo. You can also brush them regularly instead. Brushing helps remove dirt while distributing natural oils that keep their coat shiny and soft. Using the wrong winter gear. Not all dog coats, boots, or sweaters are made equal. Some look adorable but don't actually provide warmth. Others fit poorly, trapping moisture or restricting movement. A proper winter coat should fit snugly but comfortably, cover the chest and belly, and keep water out. Boots should stay on securely without rubbing. And remember, older dogs and smaller breeds need extra help staying warm. Never assume they can handle cold just because they seem fine. Always test gear indoors first so your dog feels comfortable before stepping outside. Leaving dogs alone in cars. During winter, most people know not to leave their dogs in hot cars, but cold cars can be just as dangerous. A car parked in freezing weather acts like a refrigerator. Temperatures inside drop quickly, and within minutes, your dog can start to lose body heat faster than they can replace it. Even if you're just running a quick errand, don't take the risk. Dogs can develop hypothermia far faster than we expect. If you're heading somewhere dogs aren't allowed, it's always safer to leave them at home in a warm, comfortable space. Neglecting hydration. In winter, one sneaky winter mistake is assuming dogs don't need as much water because they're not panting in the heat. But that's not true. Cold air is dry, and indoor heating systems make it even drier. That means your dog loses moisture through breathing and skin faster than usual. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, dry noses, and even kidney stress. Always keep fresh water available, and check that it's not too cold or frozen if your dog spends time outdoors. You can even add a splash of warm water or low-sodium broth to encourage them to drink more. Not checking for hidden ice. Injuries. Dogs love running and playing in the snow, but sharp ice can easily cut paw pads or cause tiny injuries that go unnoticed. Over time, those small cuts can become infected and painful. After outdoor play, inspect your dog's paws closely. Look for cracks, redness, or tiny bits of ice stuck between the toes. Keeping their nails trimmed also helps prevent slips on icy surfaces. A little paw care goes a long way in preventing long-term damage. Forgetting about senior dogs. Older dogs have a harder time regulating body temperature. Arthritis and joint pain also worsen in cold weather, making them stiff and uncomfortable. If your dog is aging, make sure their bed is raised off the cold floor and lined with warm, soft blankets. Heated pet beds are great, but only if they're made for safe pet use. Gentle massages, warm compresses, and indoor stretching can all help ease stiff joints. And if they're slowing down on walks, don't force it. Keep outings short and warm and focus more on comfort than endurance. The silent suffering. What makes winter especially hard for dogs is that they don't always show when they're in pain or discomfort. A shiver might go unnoticed, a limp might look like laziness, and a quiet dog might just be trying to conserve heat. Dogs are tough, loyal creatures. They'll often suffer in silence rather than complain. That's why it's up to us to notice the little things. The cold paws, the dull coat, the sudden loss of energy, and make the small changes that keep them safe and warm. Because to them, we're their only source of comfort in a cold, confusing world. Winter doesn't have to be harsh for your dog. With a few small adjustments, like keeping them dry, hydrated, and warm, you can turn a tough season into one filled with cozy naps and joyful walks. Dogs give us their all, no matter the weather. So let's give them the care they deserve, especially when the world outside turns cold. If this video helped you learn something new, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and reach more caring dog lovers like you. Tell us in the comments, what's one winter mistake you've caught yourself making before? And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Until then, keep your furry friend warm, safe, and loved. Because no dog should ever suffer silently